Does a narcissist miss you when the relationship is over? If they beckoned, would you go running? In this video, we're going to explore the types of things that can go through a narcissist's mind when a relationship is over. How do I know? Because unwittingly I was friends with one for 14 years and I got first-hand view of what this narcissist went through. Hello beautiful beings, I'm Carol Rathel and I'm an occupational therapist. I help people on their awakening journey. I help people tap into their inner wisdom from upstairs. And I help people lead fulfilling lives. Part of that is about healing from the past and healing from the recent past relationships. So I was asked this question: what goes through a narcissist's mind after the relationship ends? Do they miss us? So I thought of two breakup scenarios. One, you leave the narcissist. Two, the narcissist leaves you. So let's look at what happens when you leave the narcissist or when you terminate the relationship. If you wake up towards the end of this relationship and you realize that there's a great deal wrong, that you've been giving away your power, that they've been stealing your power, that they've been controlling you, and that everything's all just really crazy, there is a chance that the narcissist has noticed, very likely they will have noticed you waking up, especially if you've been standing up for yourself and saying, no, that's not right, no, I'm not going to argue about that, or whatever way you've been setting boundaries and drawing a line in the sand with them. Now the chances are very high that they see it coming and they plan for when you go. It sounds very conniving, but we're talking about a narcissist. Now we need to talk about narcissistic supply, because that's really at issue here. Narcissists live on attention from others and controlling others. They don't care if the attention is good or if it's negative, as in they're making somebody unhappy. They don't care, as long as they're getting attention. And as long as they can control you in a relationship, they can push whatever buttons they like to get a reaction, and they're getting attention. So you have been the primary source of narcissistic supply for them while you were in this relationship, being manipulated and controlled by them. Now when they sense that you're pulling away, they're going to go and look for a backup supply. This could mean they start an affair, or they choose one of the people they've been having an affair with. Been my experience, one of my partners who is a narcissist had 3 other women on the go as well as me. I discovered that later. One of those people they're having an affair with might become their primary source of supply, and you might notice them not being around very much. That's because they're out nurturing that relationship and making sure they've hooked that person. So when that relationship ends, are they going to miss you? No. The only time they might miss you is if they lose their primary supply, and if they know that you're still craving for them, which in this scenario you're not. You've ended it. You know what they're like. So the only way that they would miss you is if they run out of supply, and they might try you, feel for you, find out what reaction they're going to get and whether they can rekindle anything with you. But the chances of that happening are very slim. They're going to be very focused on the new, brand new, shiny toy that they're cultivating to be their main source of supply. Now the second scenario is if they break up with you. This could happen because they've found the new shiny new toy that is an affair that they're having, and they're completely engrossed in this person, they're infatuated, and you become the secondary, boring person that they've been with for a long time. They can end it with you because they've got something better in their mind. It doesn't mean the new person is any more important and special than you are. We know that the people who get into relationships with narcissists are beautiful people. We're very caring, very loving. We just have been wounded in the past, and those wounds have taught us that we must give our power away to maintain a relationship. Now, the other scenario about them breaking up with you is if you have become what they would consider a troublemaker. Now, this is where you're waking up and you realise that everything's wrong, and you're drawing boundaries and you're standing up to them and you're being strong, and you might have done some research and learned that you're in a relationship with a narcissist. They see themselves losing control over you. So they may end the relationship in order to get you far away from them, in case you rock the boat with all of their circle of friends and acquaintances that they have control over. Now, there's a term for these types of people who are consistent friends, who give away their power just to be friends with the narcissist, and it's called flying monkeys. It's a horrible term, but when people learn about narcissists, they come across the term, and you may have come across it already, the flying monkey. This is a person who has been romanced, whether it's a friend, a co-worker, or a new partner. They've been romanced and charmed into being the narcissist's friend, or they've been fallen victim to their victim stories that they will tell. When they see you becoming a troublemaker, and maybe you might spill the beans, they could start to smear you and tell all of these people some horrible stories about you, but they're projecting their own cruel behaviour onto you. They don't really have much of imagination, so, and we know that they lack insight, so they will tell them, their friends, what they do to you, but they will name you as being the aggressor. Now, they may end the relationship, right, because you're becoming too troublesome. It's about the time that you're probably getting close to being out of there anyway. So are they going to miss you? No. No. Because what they will do is they will upgrade one of their flying monkeys to become their primary source of supply, like you were. I remember being told at some point after this narcissist friend had ended a relationship with someone, and they told me, you know, you're my best friend, and made a really big deal about it. And to be honest, at the time I wasn't awake, I didn't realise, and I fell right into the trap. I felt honoured. Even while I was being controlled and manipulated by this person, I felt quite honoured. And that's what they do. So they will upgrade the ranking of one of their friends. That will be the person they call in the middle of the night when they need to talk, and keep them awake all night with their victim stories that they just never stop telling. I don't know if you've been in that position, but narcissists will stay stuck on being a victim, and they will never move forward. People like us, we might talk to our friends, and then we'll come to an epiphany or awareness, and we'll go, oh, I've just realised something. And then you make forward strides and begin to heal yourself. That does not happen with a narcissist. They get a lot of supply from people by spinning out a victim story long past its use-by date. The only way a narcissist is going to miss you is if you wake up quickly and you leave the relationship, which is the second way we're talking about, that's when they're going to miss you, and they might beg and beg and beg to be taken back. But if you stand firm and keep your boundaries and say, no, you're not healthy for me, this cannot happen again, eventually they might get it, but they're going to try. So what I suggest you do is you block them on your phone, delete their phone number, delete all your text messages, all your phone calls with them, block their email address, block them on all social media, block people that you know in common, so you don't have to be exposed to any manipulation or bad-mouthing that might go on about you. Because there will come a point where the narcissist realizes that they can't get you back into their life, and they will have what's called a narcissistic crisis. They're going to collapse emotionally, and they might stay that way for a while and then recreate themselves with a new personality. I don't know if you've heard this about narcissists, but they will put on a whole new personality after every collapse, and I've witnessed this 5 times with this person I've known over the years. Completely new character. The old person I knew had completely gone. They make really good actors. I would imagine that many people in Hollywood are probably narcissists because they're so good at taking on a role and staying in the role. They will come out of their crisis probably by gathering all their friends and having a pity party where they're going to tell horrible stories about you, even though because you broke their heart. They're going to make themselves a real victim, and they're going to get everybody's sympathy. And this might go on for a while. So it's a good idea to keep away from those people, because you might be exposed to some pretty horrible comments that you don't need to hear, or blame, accusing, all that sort of thing. It's a really horrible thing to say, but it's really worth letting go of all of those people. I did it. I had to do it. And I created a new life for myself. And if you heal on that journey, which means addressing the wounds that the narcissists go for, they know what to press. They know your Achilles heel. They know, probably because you've told them in trust in the beginning, about your upbringing and the horrible things that happened to you. And to be honest, let's call it abuse. Perhaps you were abused in childhood. So the narcissist is going to poke those wounds. When you leave a narcissist, or when the relationship ends, do some work and heal those wounds. This is what's going to make you immune to narcissists in your future. So in a way, it's a really good time for you to retreat from your social group and to get to work on your own healing. Now we have to feel to heal. I've made some videos, and you can go and look in my channel on the healing ones. They're in the Narcissistic Abuse series. I address how you heal trauma of the past as well. So getting back to the question, is a narcissist going to miss you? No. I suggest that you don't invest time in wondering what they're doing. That's part of the whole narcissistic trap, is to have you feeling guilty about what they're feeling. Don't buy into that. Focus on yourself. Get your own life together. Do your own healing and move forward, and bring joy and love into your life by giving it to yourself. I will leave that there. For more about healing from narcissistic abuse using our spiritual knowledge and wisdom, you can go to my series on healing narcissistic abuse spiritually. Right, so I look forward to seeing you, and I will be waiting for you in the next video. Bye for now.